oh, it'll come later. Because God, trust me, God gonna choose somebody else. He gonna get somebody else. Like you ain't the only one.
That is so true.
So
That's
man,
so true.
it was honor. It was crazy. My first show with Teddy and Mark and Eric. It's crazy because was a little intoxicated after the show, and and I was crying and just like, man, y'all could have chose anybody, man. Y'all chose me, man. Man, I thank you, man. I just want to tell you, thank you, man.
He was absorbing the energy.
Bruh, man. It was just again, like it was an honor, man. Again, I say, man, it could have been anybody. You know, I tell that to Teddy all the time. I just out of the blue once in a while, I just tell him I appreciate you, bro. I just appreciate you. You know, you could have chose anybody else, but you chose me.
Chose you,
Yeah, man.
and we're gonna go back into that ready. You spark some ready. We're gonna save that. There's a moment I want to touch about that ready, but let's take it back. Let's take it back
Okay.
to the young boy. And when was it that you fell in love with music?
Yeah. Ninth grade.
Uh-oh, this looks like it comes with a story. It comes with a story.
Ninth grade. So of course, so at the age of I'm gonna say about 10 years old, maybe 9 years old, I woke up one morning. My dad had three keyboards in the corner. He had a drum set in the other corner, and he had a whole bunch of speakers in the middle. Well, the reason why the speakers and the microphone stands and all that is because my mom sung in like a semi-professional gospel group, and they toured a lot. They traveled a lot in the Carolinas, and I became the drummer at the age of 10 years old.
Mm.
So we needed a place to practice. It's crazy because I asked my siblings a few years ago, man, y'all didn't get tired of hearing music all the time? Because after mom and stopped practicing, I was banging on the drums. I was playing the piano, and so stay tuned for definitely a behind the making of J-STYLZ.
Okay.
It's already I'll say 90 about 95% finished. Well, my best friend said on the tape, on the video clip that um, no matter where we were, playing with G.I. Joe, He-Man, or football, whatever, football was my favorite. No matter what we was playing, it always some type of way went back to the keyboard,
Mm.
writing a song. There's a little joke that I can't find it, a tape there. And I always recorded myself. Again, I wasn't really, thinking about singing like that. No one
Okay.
really schooled me in singing or whatever. They just pushed me. I was made to sing in the choir. I was
In the
made
choir.
to. Didn't care about it, but I was made to. Okay, okay, mom, I'll do it,
Uh,
whatever. So anyway, so that leads to ninth grade. So ninth grade, I'm putting my drumsticks from band class up, and this guy hears me humming. He said, "Yo, you sing?" I was like, I mean, I played the piano for my church, my kids' choir. My mom's the choir director, and I play the piano. I can harmonize a little bit. He said, "Nah, man, one of the group members got into a fight, and he got kicked out. He's in juvenile. We need a remember. We got a talent show a week and a half from now." And I was like, well, I'm not allowed to listen to R&B. He said, well, no, no, no. It's How Do I Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boys II Men. I don't know the song. I'm not allowed to listen. So I said, well, I tell you what, y'all don't know that the man who's cleaning up the school is actually my father because he got laid off a job. So I actually can stay after school. So you see how God works? See how God works?
yes. Yes.
So I stayed at the school and we practiced. They gave me the note. I'm singing it, boom, boom, boom. And I went home. Of course, this tells you my age. I went home with the cassette,
Okay.
popped it
Yeah.
in,
Pop.
and I listened to Boys Men, and I heard what we were doing. And I was like, oh, it's not wrong, but it ain't completely right, not like this. So I went to the keyboard, and I was like, okay, found the notes. I was like, all right, man, now how do I tell? I'm the new guy. Only one rehearsal. How do I go tell these guys that, hey, man, it should be like this? So I was like, I went in there, and I was like, man, why don't we try this? And he's like, oh, yo, son, yeah, yeah, yeah. So next thing you know, we go to the bathroom, and this is the beginning right here. We go to the
Okay.
bathroom, and the lead singer starts just singing while we're washing our hands. He starts singing, and bear in mind, even my mom been in the group and all that, and she had a great, some great singers in the group. I never paid attention to runs or what vocals could do, flipping and turning, all that. I never paid attention to it. I was playing the drum. Give me my little $100 a month. I'm 10 years old. Give me my little $100. I'm playing football. I don't care. Yes, this dude washing his hands said, "And now take with me the." Be my sunshine after the rain. And I was like, oh my God. I gotta do that. I gotta learn how to do that. Forget girls for right now. Forget football right now.
I gotta learn to do that.
I ain't answering no phones. I literally lived for coming home just to vocal. My parents will tell you that. Literally, I didn't care about nothing else. Nothing else. All I did was in my room, recording myself, recording. So remember, I told you, I still wasn't allowed to listen to R&B.
Yeah.
So I would listen and sing the songs like.
Oh man,
so I would do all the
hums.
Right. I couldn't sing the lyrics out. No, we ain't doing that. At all. So that's where it sparked from.
That's where it sparked from. So that's kind of like I don't want to say your love started, but that's when it was like, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. Now, I know in the household, was it hard to pursue it at that age because of a lot of the restrictions and stuff? How was that transition? Because I know that every childhood has a transition.
So there's a post down in my feed where Little G from Silk comes over there and he's wiping his hat. I think I just got off stage singing with Keith Sweat.
Okay.
And he's like, yo, this dude. I said, no, this dude. And we just going back and forth. And I said, bro, you have no idea, bro, what your voice was to me. He said, bro, get out of here. I said, no. I said, I think I was 17 or 18 years old. Nobody at home. And I'm singing, cause tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you. Oh. My dad burst in the door. Oh, what you say? And boy, so it's on a post that I literally post about. But that was the song. Either that song, Lick Me Up, or what's the other record they got? One of them records, man, that was real freaky. Lick You Up and Down, and
man,
now, yeah.
Anything in that pipeline, you was working on something,
bruh. I remember I told you I had to sing no lyrics. This time, okay, to look at the window, they ain't home. Let's go, son.
Let's go.
And here come my dad.
So okay, so we entering into this is something you want to do. Did you start out like crashing into the solo aspect, or you continued in groups?
No, I was in a gospel group for years.
Okay.
My best friend pulled me in the group. It's crazy because I don't tell this story because I kind of forget it sometimes. African American history class, 12th grade year, I was about to fail it. I don't know. I just wasn't there. I had a lot of 12th grade friends. So, kids who watching this, stay in school and don't cut class. Don't play, whatever. And so I wasn't there a lot. So I almost failed it. And she said, you got to turn in this project such and such. I forgot to do the project. So I don't even know how I got all my members in my group, in my gospel group, went to a total different school. I was the only one at North Macon High School. They went to Garringer High School. They came over there. I don't know how they got in.
You let them in, man. No.
We sung. Well, I had to let them in but we sung in front of my class this song that we actually wrote for like Black History or whatever. Martin Luther King had a dream and all. We sung it. I aced the class off of that one freaking project. Yeah.
Look at that.
She looked at me like 4 guys. No, 5 of them. It's 5 guys walking in the room. For our battle is not won, for we've only just begun to restore our newborn day, and together we must pray forever. Martin Luther King and whatever, and I don't know what it was. And yeah,
It worked. It did its
right,
magic. It did
right.
its
Hey,
magic.
give me my A. Give me my A. Leave me alone. Get out my face.
That's right.
I ain't even supposed to be in the school. I'm supposed to be singing. Get out. Nah, I ain't saying that.
The power of music is phenomenal. Where was there a moment in that travel when you were, finding your way in that music that you ever said, or faced that moment where it's like, I don't know about this, it's difficult, and how did you overcome that?
Okay. I think I got a little shook. My first month with Teddy. I lived with him. I auditioned for the group. Got in. But I made them. I had 1 month to learn the song. Ted had, I think, 2 shows with Guy, and he literally left me at the house by myself. But and I was like, man, I don't know the songs. I know of the songs, but I don't know the songs. And I got to learn choreography. We danced like the whole first 15 minutes of the show, straight from beginning to end. I got to learn vocals, background, some leads, and oh my God. So I said, I prayed about it. I said, again, I cannot pray for window and doors to be open and make excuses why this ain't my time.
That's
So I
right.
said, you know what? I worked jobs before. I'm a clock in and I'm gonna make a schedule. So I woke up. The schedule was wake up, and I should work on straight on vocals.
Okay.
Straight on vocals. Eat breakfast, come back up, choreography. Eat lunch or whatever. Work on. I think I was going back and forth. So half vocals, half choreography. Then after dinner, I would work on one song with the vocals and the choreography together. And that was every day for a month. I knew it so well. When we finally got all together to practice, when they were off, I was telling them, nah, bro, that ain't what y'all told me. on that video, bro, nah, that's the reason I want y'all, because I told them, I said, yo, can y'all videotape it? So I ain't got to call y'all a million times and say, okay, hey, nah. Yeah, I was on it.
You was on it.
I was on it. So all these people who get in these old school groups or get a deal or whatever, and you make excuses why you can't, man. Listen, bro, you just didn't want to. You just didn't want to. Clock in.
That's
in.
right. You mentioned earlier about being ready, and a lot of people don't know that you kind of did your initial audition in like a wedding bathroom.
Wow.
Could you talk about this a little bit so people could get the understanding of That's why I was like, I'm gonna bring back that ready. I'm gonna bring back that ready in a little bit. But we're gonna talk about it.
All right, so shout out to Brian Collins, B Capel. I mean Brian Capel. I call him B Capel. They call him Capel. He was at my beginning of my music before the Black Street. But anyways, his mother was getting married, I think in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And so I'm up there and I'm getting ready. Wasn't nervous, but I think I was singing a new song that I haven't performed before. So I was kind of like, I don't really get nervous. I get anxious.
Yeah.
To get in, because once I get in, I'm there. But that starting moment, I just like, So anyways, I get a phone call from Kenny Quilla. Shout out to Kenny Quilla. He says, bro, you don't know me, but I used to manage such and such, who used to go to high school. I said, yeah, I remember hearing your name before. He said, yeah, well, I'm good friends with Teddy at High Five, but I talked to Teddy, and he's looking to replace somebody in Blackstreet. I was like, okay. He said, yeah, I told him. He said, man, I'm looking for this guy named Sherman Tisdale Jr. Yo, this dude is dope. Yo, he fire, man. He said, no, I got your boy, J-STYLZ. No, I'm sorry. I wasn't even J then. I got your boy, STYLZ. He said, nah, man, he said, no, it's the same person, bro. He said, you named him STYLZ. He came up there to audition kind of for a different group for you in the year 2000. And you said, his name was Stallion, but you wouldn't call him Stallion. You're gonna call him Styles because he got a whole bunch of different styles. He said, "Nah, man, I don't think that's him, and I need." So he called me, Kenny Quill. He said, "Man, he doesn't believe it's you. What are you doing right now?" I said, "Bro, I got like 3 minutes. I don't even know why I answered the phone, bro." But he said, "Well, go in the bathroom real quick, man, and sing real quick." I sung a hook and ran back to the wedding. And the next day, I said, next week, I was in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Officially auditioned in front of them. Yeah.
Officially. Yeah, I wanted that story because when you mentioned being ready,
Yeah, man.
you know, even with the events before you, when you are ready and prepared, it's endless the opportunities. So the next week you are doing the official audition. Let's talk a little bit about that. What was going through your mind? How was it?
Oh no, I'm here now. Like ain't nothing. Like I ain't going back home.
He said,
I'm here. Like we ain't going back home. So Teddy, before he was waiting on the guys to come through, Mark and Eric, so they could officially agree with him. He already kind of was sold. I think I sung for him. I don't even remember. But while he was there, while he was waiting on them, he set up a piano and started playing some stuff. He played for probably a good 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30. And I sung every song that I've ever written in my head to his one little song that he was playing. So I sung fast songs, slow songs, mid-tempo songs to his one thing. And he was just like, "You making that?" I said, "No, some of these I'm, freestyling, but a lot of it is like stuff that I've written." "You recorded them before?" "Nah, they just in my head." He said, "What?" He looked at his boy. He's like, "Yeah, we need a publishing deal with you, man. Like you different." So I was like, at that time I definitely didn't even know what a publishing deal was, but yeah. So when they came in, I sung some songs that I've written. I remember Mark Middleton pulled Ted. Mark don't even know I know this, but he pulled Ted to the side. He said, "Well, Kenny, I hear him sing. Can he really sing?" Because I was singing every time I was in LA. I was singing those choppy type of records.
Yeah.
So sometimes for them type of singers, they might think that the choppiness is not real talent.
Yeah.
Until you hide it. Until
you
try it and land on those notes and coming off of that, it's a total different.
Yeah.
It's a
transition is not that easy as you think.
Right. So I end up singing a Carl Thomas song, such a special lady. And he was like, "Oh, you play keys?" I said, "Yeah, a little bit." He said, "The way you land on the notes." Yeah, okay. And then that was it. Yeah.
That was it.
That goes back to, you talk about being ready.
Yes.
So I get a lot of artists, and shout out to my young artists that really have opened up their talent and opened up their gift to me and trust me. But I get a lot of, especially when they're first time, they're asked to sing for me, or someone wants to introduce them. They're asking me what to sing. No, be ready. You're supposed to have 5 songs in your mind repertoire. You know what your voice. I don't know you.
Yep.
Teddy didn't know me what I know.
That's right.
Dude, sing.
That's right.
He
do
didn't
what you
have
do.
to tell me twice. He didn't have to tell me twice.
That's right. That's right.
And he didn't wait for me to. I wasn't like.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Right. No, bro.
No,
we're not doing that.
We're not. I completely agree with you on that 100%. And I'm glad you reinforced that for all the artists out there. Be ready. If this is what you want to do it.
That goes for rappers too, man. At the end of your spit
just
something.
period.
What you want to hear?
What? Yeah. Hold on. What you in the mood
for? Right. What you in the mood for? Like, dude. Never mind, bro. Never mind.
Yeah, for real. So you officially make the group after that.
Yeah.
How did life change?
It was still the same.
Ooh, this is interesting.
No. Now, here's what it was. So
okay.
At that time I was dating someone, and Teddy's shout out to Black, his old assistant, was asked to ask my ex-girlfriend, was I okay? Because every time I went to visit my mom and come home to my mom and dad, I would take all my stuff. I had heard stories that at the end of the day, it'll boot you in a minute, and you go home to visit and say, "Hey, man, chill for a second. Uh, we're gonna figure it out. Not sure we're gonna do it." Then all my stuff is left there. Nope, I wouldn't do that. All my stuff with me.
Yeah.
Why you got 5 bags? No, it wasn't 5 bags.
Oh man.
But then, of course, after you saw like it, yeah, this is a win. We about to go overseas. It's a win. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Cool. Was the tour life, the show on the road, altering or something to transition to, or you just was, I'm all in?
Yeah, I was all in. Actually at that time, I dated someone who actually lived in another state. So I didn't have that pressure. Of course now I'm married, so now it's it ain't a curfew, but it's a curfew. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy transition. I was ready for it. I've been waiting for it for a minute. So remember, I met Teddy in 2000.
Yes,
it's a big gap. I didn't get in the group until 2004. So it was a big gap. You talk about waiting. I was ready. And I was supposed to. I could have been in back then, but our in between man. That's a long story. He actually passed away. Harvey Austin, who brought me to Teddy.
Okay.
So there was no Google. There was no social media to look up somebody. We had no contact.
Yeah. I remember those days.
The call in the bathroom to go sing. Oh, there was no ready. It was supposed to. No. Yeah. You heard Teddy's name again? Run in the bathroom. The wedding. I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to wait.
Give me a second.
I'm on the toilet, bro.
I get right.
Sing on the toilet. Like nah. Yeah.
I get right back to you.
Right.
From the whole time and that experience of being a part of this legendary group, and even just being able to do what you love. What was the highlight of that moment?
Oh man, a lot of people ask me that question. I'll never forget. I think we were overseas, and I think we were singing "Joy," and I was in my moment. And I opened my eyes, and I saw this lady with a big old huge smile on her face, crying. And after we went back in the back for autographs and selling merchandise or whatever, she came up and she hugged me and she held me real tight, and she said, I said, "Yeah, I saw you out in the crowd." She said, "You have no idea what that song did to me. My husband died a few years ago, and that was our song."
Look at that.
And yeah, and it just really did something to me. Like it was just like, man, this music, these lyrics, they're totally like they mean something to somebody. And that's why, I tell these kids, the lyrics that you're putting out there, trust me, they can be embedded in somebody's soul and spirit and cause them to do something or cause them to change or whatever.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
So that was the moment, like one of the moments that really touched me. Like, yeah.
That's interesting, man. And what's beautiful is I know we're talking in like retrospect of your journey, and to this day you still give that gift to the world. I would like to go into a break and let's check out some of the new stuff that you got, or just the stuff you got right now, like Henny Conversation. We're gonna go into that, and then I want to go into a little bit of what's going on now. We're gonna still dabble back and forth, but I'm curious to see we going through this journey, and I want to continue on with that journey, my brother. And again, I gotta salute you for everything that you've done in the lineage of the culture of music and life, and it's endless amount of people that you reach, like you just mentioned in this story. For one, there's 1 million. So there's many people that didn't get the chance to tell you that. So on today's behalf, I'm taking a moment to say that to you directly, man. Thank you for everything you've done, man, and laid down for us and all that. So while my brother sets up that video, I got one more question before we go into that. You mentioned working with a lot of artists and dealing with them, and we're gonna go further into EQ Studio. We got to talk a little bit about that. I know it's more than just making music and engineering. You give a lot, but when you're speaking with a lot of the young artists, um, reflection of yourself, if you had to give that advice that you never got, what would that be?
Oh man, it's crazy because I'll always give advices that I never got. Um, Teddy did a lot of pushing, and it took a while. It took a while. I tell them to be be who you look up to,
Hmm.
because there's a reason why you like these big artists out there. And I always tell these artists in there. This is one thing that I tell the artists in there. I said always tell them to be a character, because Sherman Tisdale Jr. is a little nervous, but Jay Styles out there on stage, he's a superhero. Vocally, he's a superhero. And if I'm not like that, trust me, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I'm like, oh, am I off step? Do they like me? All that. I always tell the artist, ask Denzel. He's never Denzel on the set. Never.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He's whatever character he's playing. So be that in the booth. Sometimes it takes a while for the artist in the booth to, for it to click. I do tell them the story when I first started off recording some video, some demos before I had to take it to Ted in 2000 to, present my whole project and my
Mm-hmm.
whole artistry to him. I literally used to go in the booth with shades on and a glove because I didn't know who I was as a singer. So I felt being something was going to make me be something.
Ah.
So the first time my wife saw me on stage, she told me I kind of scared her. And I said, that's when I told her, I said, well, it's because I'm not a husband up there. I'm not a son up there. I'm not a dad. I'm not a brother. I'm not a friend up there. I'm J-Styles, the performer.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm anything else up there, trust me, I'm too much in my head.
And too much in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful right there. That's most definitely powerful right there. I hope everybody on the feeds is hearing this, taking this in, especially for those artists and creatives of all like. Please most definitely embrace that. Right now we are still setting up for the video. Going back into Q Studio now. I know you're a co-partner, co-owner of EQ Studio,
Yes.
and you do a lot of development, which isn't something that a lot, not even labels and other places do. Talk about your love and where people can find that, especially if they want to get into that pipeline.
Definitely reach out to me on any social media platform at JSTYLZ Music. Um, it's crazy because I don't really do the artist development, but the artist development comes in with the vocal training, because especially the first set with new singers, some of them feel intimidated.
Yeah.
I sing along with them, so now they hear me sing along, and I tell them there's no judgment. If you don't mess up, I can't correct them. Can't correct you. I can't, mold you and help you, see what's wrong. If you only present, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So please mess up. Please give me your bad or your okay or your whatever, so we can, fine tune that. Um, and then it becomes in, hey, why are you just standing there singing like that? Then I ask them, okay, what's your favorite art? Okay, Beyonce your favorite artist? Have you ever seen her sing Halo like that? You say Halo, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, she went in. So don't you think she did that in the booth?
Right?
I said that's why it's easy for her to transform when she's on stage. I mean, like, it translated on stage. It's the same thing. Like,
Same
she
thing.
didn't just Halo. She didn't do that. So that's when it becomes the artist development. And they love it. I always tell them, I didn't have that. Shout out to my very first producer, Steve Mayfield. Everything that came out of me and my boy's mouth, he was just like, yo, that's it, that's dope. So we didn't have someone, he was a producer, he wasn't a singer, so we didn't have that person that teach us the whatever. So me and my brother, Fred Heath, Kane and Fame, we just pushed each other on our studying. Casey and Joe Wanye, of course, everybody know Wanye from Boys II Men.
Mm-hmm.
Is half the reason why I sing the way I sing with my head doing all that. But yeah, I mean, that's where the artist development comes from. just really giving them back to what, that definitely what I wish was given to me, and all the things and all the pieces that I learned from Teddy on pushing me. And he always said, "That's not enough. You're not giving me enough. You're not giving me enough." Until
Mm.
I jumped on stage on a table in Japan and accidentally kicked the whole water in the girl's face, and she still was screaming. Ah!
That you made her day. You made her day.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I couldn't get down from the table.
you
That's the
got,
crazy thing
you
about
got
it.
it.
Yeah,
You
it was
got up.
wiggling, and right, he got up. Yeah,
You got up.
right.
So, not only in the studio, you've been able to produce with some very iconic people as well. Could you share some of the accolades? Share some of your accolades. You first before we go to that, I must say, your humbleness is like the top of your greatness, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
For a brother, you hear the purity in you, we hear the love and passion, and also the connection, man. And I just want to make sure you get that on this show. We interview a lot of people, and we get a lot of love, we get a lot of good energy. But I got this thing where we're in the era of giving you your flowers, but I want to give you your honor, because flowers die
Ooh,
on to
wow,
last
good stuff.
forever. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Good
want to,
stuff.
every chance I get, I want to make sure I give you that honor. But let's talk about some of the people you work with and produce for.
Of course, wrote and produced for Teddy himself,
Mm-hmm.
and even engineered a few sessions. That's where I think he saw a little bit of my my knowledge, my quickness, because I guess he's a little like, we're both a little like on. I'm not a fan of people recording me because I like it to be fast. Like, okay, I messed up. Come on, hurry up. And I was the same way. And I remember him like, no, I said, no, I got it, bro. Boom. No, I got it, bro. Uh, work with Bobby Jones, gospel. Yes, you know the
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Shout out to Bobby.
That's what's up.
I worked with Slim from 112. I wrote 2 or 3 records for him.
Nice.
Worked with Keith Sweat, of course. I did some records with Teddy for Boys to Men and Jackson 5. They didn't cut the records, but shout out to Matthew Laverso. We wrote those records together. Um, and some other artists, down here. The first person who pulled me on stage before the Black Street was Special Ed. Shout out to Special Ed. I
Oh
don't know if you guys,
wow.
yeah, yeah. So down here in Charlotte, North Carolina, I presented him an award, and when they called me to present the award to him, I said, "You guys don't understand. Uh, when I first became solo artist, my R&B group that I was in New York with, we had a deal. I told you it's a little long story of my music journey, but this is in between after I met Teddy. I was in New York after the guy died who introduced me to Ted. I was in New York and we had a deal. The guys got not kicked out. Guys got sent home, and I became a solo artist. The label only wanted to work with me, and I was petrified at that time. I ain't never been on stage by myself. I was always in a group from high school to this point. And I went to some lounge or club or whatever, and the guy I was signed to, his cousin, was Special Ed.
Oh
And
wow.
Special Ed saw him in the stage and said, "Yo, it's my artist, man." So he pulled me on stage, and I think the groundbreaking was the fact his introduction, introducing me was so grand that all I had to do was just sing something, and they fell in love. And I was like, "Yo, this is all right. Okay, I might can do this." And so yeah.
Look at
So
that.
Special Ed, yeah. So Special Ed and some other cats, yeah.
There you go, man. Look, we digging in the mental crates. We digging in the mental crates here. That's
Yeah,
right.
and the last real big record I did was shout out to J-STYLZ for writing the record. It was already written. Um, this was during the pandemic. Um, I think it was when it first happened or kind of got a little crazy. No one really could get in. No one was really going anywhere, but it wasn't shut down. Teddy sent the record to myself, Dave Hollister, Rodney Poe, and say, "Hey man, we want to jump on this record for Marshall Montana." Marshall Montana. Yeah, from Trinidad.
Okay.
But he's like, they call him like the Michael Jackson slash Jay-Z of Trinidad soca music, and like he's super big, and I think because he's been that since he was a kid, but he's super big. The biggest wedding I've ever been at, his whole concert was a wedding.
Oh wow.
And it was so packed. Like, anyways, so Teddy sent us all the record. I was the only one with a studio, and I record my own self. So I sung the whole entire thing. Sent it to, I asked Ted, so how much you want? He said, man, just sing as much as you can. I said, all right, I sing background, I sing everything. I sent it to Ted. Dave couldn't get in the studio. And Rodney Poe, the last guy that was put in the group, he got in the studio, but vocals, I guess, wasn't right. I don't know. Anyways, next thing you know, the record is now Marshall featuring J-STYLZ and Teddy. And we did the show. We did the show over there, and it was a smash. So you can go download it. It's called "I Do" by Marshall Montana, featuring J-STYLZ and Teddy Riley.
Look at that! I do.
Yeah.
I do. Download that, y'all. Check that out.
It's a dope record. I'm singing. Y'all gonna hear me singing super high, crazy high up in the clouds.
Wow. I'm gonna check that out myself. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah. Well, right now we're gonna check out this visual right now for the audience. Anybody got any questions, please feel free to drop it during this video right here, and I'll try to get to all the questions that we can while we still go down the lane of this man's legendary lifestyle and being. Yo, shout out to you again, my brother. Here is the footage, and let's check this out.
We be having handy conversations. The way she drinking, I don't think she gonna make it. Little mama dancing on me like she naked. Talking, telling me that she can take it. Got me drinking, having any conversation. 12 a.m., we throwing it back at the bar. After so many drinks, didn't mean to take it this far. She's been acting reckless, got me acting like this. Whispering in my ear, you know you want it, come get this. Turn around, damn, I love the way she put it on me. Dip it low, getting nasty like she don't really know me. Got my hand on her thighs, look me dead in my eyes. On the low though, we be having handy conversations. The way she drinking, I don't think she gonna make it. Little mama dancing on me like she naked. Talking, telling me that she can take it. Got me drinking, having handy conversations. All up on me, better be ready tonight. Sit you up on me, better be about that life. And after all these handy shots, I think I might have to put in work, gotta give you overtime. Turn around, damn, I love the way she put it on me. Dip it low, getting nasty like she don't really know me. Got my hand on her thighs, look me dead in my eyes. On the low though, we be having handy conversations. The way she drinking, I don't think she gonna make it. Little mama dancing on me like she naked. Talking, telling me that she can take it. Got me drinking, having handy conversations.
Mike, what you talking about? You been talking crazy to me all night. Jackson over the dog. Smell the yak on her breath. Conversate about sex. We ain't even leave the club. She placed a kiss on my neck. Double Henny on the rocks. Shorty took another shot. Seen it all in her face. Got me looking at the clock. Money long like Steve Kerr. Jump shots from the bleachers. Bust down with the AP. Another band for my sneakers. More Henny at the crib. I'ma show you how I live. If you take the panties off, I'ma stick it in your ribs. Nose ring like Tupac. All meat, no tubes out. Introduce to this jet life. Fly you out to them boondocks. Me and Jay got the place. Enemies out of state. She ain't wasting no time. Straight shots to the conversation.
Got me drinking, having many conversations. Conversations. We be having many conversations. Wish you drinking, I don't think you gonna make it. Little mama dancing on me like she dancing like she naked. Telling me that she can take it. She can take it. Conversations.
That was Henny Conversations right there. If you're just tuning in, we are sitting with J-STYLZ, legendary songwriter, producer, and member. I hate using former. The word former bothers me. It just bothers me. So today I'm going to be referring to you as a member of Blackstreet. We do have a question. You was going to say something?
No.
We have a question. And Ms. Jackson Media Group said, what's your take on the allegations of R&B being dead?
I don't think it's dead. I think it's just going through shifts and changes. I think I believe it's coming back. Like even what's your girl? Nobody knows you like I. Even if you listen to the music, when I first heard that record, I was like, man, that sounds like a Deborah Cox track. It sounds like an older track. It's R&B is there. You just got to look for it.
Yeah, look for it.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at. Again, I produce for a lot of young artists here from 17 years old on up or whatever. So I do have like earlier today, I had an artist that ain't trying to be that, ain't not labor, I got no day, and it's listen. I feel that before rap came, like real heavy rap, I feel the grandparents back then were like, "What the heck is this mess?"
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
At the end of but it became what it is.
That is true. That is true.
We go back to the chanting. All right, hey, time about that, or even Drake. Jamaicans been doing that for years. All right, cool. They've been doing it for years. It ain't new.
It ain't new. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? If we want it back, we gotta demand it back, and we gotta support those R&B artists. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Support those R&B artists, because it's crazy because the young kids are getting support. You know, at the end of the day, if no one's buying what we call garbage or non-R&B, if no one's buying it, or no one's streaming it, no one's going to see, right? It will go away. They'll be forced to shift.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You hit it. You hit it on the nose. You hit it on the nose. Yeah, so we just.
I'm saying. I'm saying, but because they're buying it, that's why.
No.
You know, they're supplying the demand.
You're right. You're so right. And the transitions of the sounds and with every moment of music faced that. I remember in the 90s when I was listening to like the hardcore hip hop heads before me used to be like, yo, man, what is that, man? And I'm like, what? Right. That's my y'all don't know nothing. And I try to be mindful when I'm with the youngins, and it's something that I don't necessarily get. I'll be like, yo, I remember that place.
Right, bro.
I remember that place.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember that place. So no, you hit it on the nose. So we got to just look at one of your solo visuals as an artist now. How do you craft your, I don't want to say promote yourself, but where is J-STYLZ now as an artist?
Well, I'm actually in the transition stage of regrouping my whole entire project. And it's crazy because I said I'm starting this weekend. I'm supposed to be last week, but I'm starting this weekend. Just even though my 3-year-old is 3, and you're like, damn, man, you had plenty of time. But my whole career, my oldest daughter lived with her mother, and I wasn't married. So now it's a whole bunch of like, okay, let me wrap my head around. I did cut one record. I'm just not sending it really to anyone. It's called "Having My Baby," and it's an amazing record that was supposed to be dedicated to my daughter, but it wound up being for my wife, of course, "Having My Baby." But it's an amazing record. It's like one of those all my life. It's one of those type records. It literally took me about 9 months to write it as well.
So what's the plans for that?
I'm looking for some investment dollars.
Okay, I was going to say you can't leave that in. You can't leave that in the hard drive.
Yeah. So I'm looking for some investment dollars. I got a couple of meetings actually. One tomorrow, and possibly one this weekend or next week on all of that. So God is working out some things. So yeah.
Gotcha. There was a question in the feed, and we're not sure if you answered it, but as far as a passion project, is there any that you're working on? And I take this as part of that.
Yeah. So a lot of people talk about love in life. My old project was supposed to be called Black Diary, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that the name, but it's gonna be based on finding love, breaking up with love, being skeptical about love, almost talking yourself out of love. Everything that I dealt with, meeting my wife. I actually met my wife on the day I broke up with my ex-fiance, and I almost talked myself out of my wife because I was like, nah, there's no way this could happen. So this whole project is going to be about adapting to the feeling of getting out of something and tiptoeing in the next. You know what I'm saying? So passion, yeah, absolutely.
Passion, I love it.
The crazy thing about thing about it is we do have a lot of records about the negative side of love, or taking the next man's girl, or taking the next chick's man, and I'm not even gonna say the word that's cool, but at the end of the day, how do we teach love? Especially if half the homes are in broken homes.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, and all the reality shows is about that drama of the negative side of love or whatever. And now it's tainted with sex. And if sex ain't good, then we don't love each other. Or, well, what about if the love is good, the sex is good?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because making love is making love and sex is just sex. So again, even when I do a sexual record, it's going to be about making love. And I might not say the word making love, but trust me, you'll get the passion.
There's so many different ways to say that in the artistry of things.
Right.
You mentioned earlier when you went to the audition and they were saying, man, you got to get a publishing. And you said, at that time, you didn't know what that was. How important understanding the music business was for you?
Trust me, there's a couple of records out there that my name is supposed to be on. But I was young and I was hungry. And so here's the thing. I don't even call it hungry. I think musicians do it more than writers and artists. Because writers and artists we're basically getting on to game, or even the young ones are up on game now. But especially producers and musicians, we get excited. This is what we do. We love it. We all in love. Nobody did a split sheet. Nobody did nothing. Like, next thing you know, the record come out and your name ain't nowhere near it. And it's like, well, wait a minute, yo. Hey, now you want to call them, and they call me like, yo, man, I ain't know you was a part of it. Like, dude, you know I was in the room.
I'm the one who told you to do.
Right. Matter of fact, I wrote the whole hook and I sung it. Matter of fact, I recorded it. Stuff like that. And it's like it should get to the point where, hey, man, and if they don't, and if cats don't respect a split sheet, or hey, talking about the splits and all that, if they can't respect it, right?
Word up.
How if you don't mind, how we doing this, such and such, and if they don't they don't feel comfortable with that, then now you can need to look at it in a totally different way. Because now you don't help them write a hit, and maybe they paid you to be there, so you got $300 when they made a million off of this.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
you help them make that million,
Yeah.
basically. That's a little lopsided.
No, big time. Is there one moment in a learning experience that the business in heightened, like, and it could have been a bad moment, good moment, that it heightened you in your career, or it took you to that next stage?
Shoot. Yeah, like I've already touched on the fact that like Ted used to get in my face and be like, "Yo, you're not doing enough," and he used to make me mad, like really make me mad. Because when you think you out there and you going in and you smiling, you coming off, you're like, "You ain't giving me enough." What?
You're like, wait a second, what are you talking about? It's almost offensive, right?
Right. Listen, I done been in the booth while he's with his finger on the talkback. I thought you were a singer. What? What?
I ain't gonna lie, that's something I would do.
I thought you were a singer. You want to say? I thought you. I thought what? So, but I, man, listen, man, it's nothing but an honor to work under him. A few months ago, he called me, flew me down to Dallas to work with a kid that he was working with, who's, I think he has a deal now, but Ted was very surprised he was like, "You got him to sing harmony? You got him to sing, those are his ad-libs?" I said, "Ted, I've been doing this for a minute, bro. Even when I was living with you, like I was doing this." I said, "You might have thought I was recording myself like that because I could just sing and so my sound kind of like this, bro. I can make, yeah, bro. I got tricks up my sleeve, bro. Like
I do this, man.
Right.
You still got your finger on the button,
right? I thought you was singing." So I told him, I said, "Bro, I lived with you. I would come in the room in your studio. I have my little studio set up, but I would come in there, and there was times where I just watched you. I didn't say anything, but I was taking mental notes of what you did." So yeah, so he just actually, I produced the record too before that, and I think that's what drove me down there. That I produced it for a mutual friend of ours, and Teddy heard it. Well, Teddy said, "Let me add some stuff to it." So he called. He said, "Who did the track?" He said, "J-STYLZ." He said, "Oh." Then he called me. He told me to send the files to him, and he said, "Send me the." He said, "Yeah, I got Logic. Send me the files." And I said, "Well, these are actually drums I made." And so he said, "Oh." He said, "Well, you got to." He told me that. So my very first, and I said, "Ted, do you remember when I first got in Blackstreet, my first week, you signed me as a writer, and I was so excited. I was like, 'Yo, man, we're about to write.' Oh, yeah. Teddy Riley, yeah. Man, he spent, I think my earpod about to go out, but he spent like a whole week creating sounds. Bam, and I'm like, 'Yo, man, I ain't wrote nothing, man. A whole week.' What he was doing, he was building sounds. So he taught me that sound selection is everything.
Look at that.
Because you can get a dope musician playing some Casio keyboard with old school sounds, and it's like, man, I like the idea, but, and then you can get this okay producer with these hard hitting drums and just whatever, and keeping it simple. Because watch this. That Confessions record, it was super duper simple, but it hit hard.
Yeah.
It hit hard, you know what I'm saying? So,
straight up.
Yeah. So
man, the fireworks just went off.
I saw it. I don't know what that was. What was that?
Man. The God will show you in all kind of ways when you're making your point. I love it. I want to take a little transition into not a serious moment, but music is one of our gifts that we give to the world, and you were blessed many times over again with children and having the little one in your life, how has that impacted you as a dad, like being a musician and a dad, and intertwining that?
Shout out to my oldest daughter, my 24-year-old Kayla
Mm-hmm.
Simone Crowder, and shout out to her hairspray tour that she's been on for
Okay.
about a year, almost about a year. She's actually back in Charlotte, but she just came back from Canada. I missed a lot of time with her, a lot of time with her. There was one time we was on a 6-month tour. So I spent a lot of time just on the phone building her. There was times we were literally doing homework with her. Um, and of course, when I came back, uh, I accidentally spoiled her with super duper overpaying money, taking her to the point where I had to, downsize that and kind of regroup on that and kind of express to her that, hey, it's not about that. It's not
Yeah.
about money. It's about us spending time or whatever. But and then now going to the 3-year-old that I'm with just about every day. Again, here it goes. I'm on the road with Keith Sweat for 2 months. Oh my God. My daughter, my 3-year-old, had it bad. Like she and daddy every day, and now
Mm-hmm.
daddy ain't here except for on a tour bus. It's dark, and now I gotta sometimes talk light because everybody's
Right.
around. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a little struggle. But anytime I tell artists, I just tell yourself purpose. Just speak it out loud. Purpose. What's the purpose you're
What's
doing
the
it?
purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I respect.
and then when you're home, be home.
Be home.
And that was a very, 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 and still sometimes a struggle because running the studio and doing sessions, being on the road and all that, my phone does blow up sometimes.
Oh.
And shout out to Miss Jackson. She done heard it a few times with my daughter. Daddy, Daddy, come on, and paint with me. Yeah, all day, all day, all day.
Oh man, I truly get it. I'm a father of 3 girls,
Oh
and
wow,
I
yes sir.
yeah. So when you say when you're home and that balance, I truly get. One thing I always share with young artists, and this is something I live by, is no matter what I put my energy to, something will be neglected. But as long
Mm-hmm.
as what I'm valuing right now, if it can add to the neglect later, then I focus in. So if I'm doing music, I never forget home. Like I just can't get lost in it because it's easy. It's so easy to get lost in that. But before we go, my brother, I would like you to be able to just tell everybody what you got going on, where could they get you, find you, and all that, and then we're gonna close out with one more joint. Wait, matter of fact, before we officially go, we got you got to plug, you're the ambassador. You got to plug that in. You got to plug that in, and we go from there. Oh, I think his AirPods went out. His
Oh
air,
my God.
you can hear me? His AirPods went out. We, to all the people out there, we spoke to the AirPods went out. That's how official it is. That's how official. You can see me.
Yeah, man. My earpod out and then everything went out. That's crazy.
It, you know what? You know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay because we got the words out, we got the passion out, and we were able to connect with you, and that is everything. I was gonna say plug it. You're the ambassador of Pulse. I was gonna say you gotta plug that in. You gotta plug that in one time
Yeah, yeah.
before we close out.
Shout out to George Gordias, man. Listen, and I'm gonna get the list and send it to you guys. I keep forgetting to get the list from him, but it's actually in a lot of ABC stores now. We had a meeting, how I actually sealed the whole deal, and exchange with the agreement and the great financial check as well. Was the record She's Got Me Drinking, and
She's
it's a
got me.
dope, sexy record. Always when I do a record.
It's all right. 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 You know what I'm saying? It's all right. What they say, the devil's a lie. Don't worry about it. We good. We are good. We are good. Um, before again, where everybody could check your music, do your plugs if you can before
That's
we go.
crazy.
I know technology is working its way, and it's all right. And then we're gonna go into that next video. She got me drinking. Can you hear me? I think it's you
Yeah,
can hear me. All
yeah.
right, all right, all right. Cool, 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 cool. So I think this is a great time to just go into the she's got me drinking.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's do it. Before we go, tell everybody where they could get you. If they want to reach out to you, if people want to network, go to your studio. This is the time to let everybody know what's what.
Absolutely. Yo, listen, follow me and shout out to me. Trust me, send me a DM message. I literally answer just about everyone as long as you're respectful at JSTYLZ Music. At J-STYLZ Music.
There we go. J-STYLZ Music. If you didn't hear it, that's JSTYLZ Music. And he said he answers all his DMs. So as long as you're respectful, and respect that man's time. This man he's legendary. So respect that man's time too. All right. Don't come there talking nonsense. I gotta say that for you, brother, because you too humble. You too humble. I gotta speak for you. But thank you, my brother. Again, I want to give you your flowers, your honor, and thank you for your time and the energy and everything that you still put forth into the atmosphere in the universe of music, man. So thank you. I'm not sure if you can hear me. We good.
Bottles in the end, we don't care. Drinking on this pose. Vodka. Bottles in the end, we don't care. Drinking on this pose. Vodka. I'm Michelle, she's a baddie. Skin kissed by the sun, staring at me. Flirtatious, she's such a tease. A good girl, she got everything I need. Broke neck when she come through. Cause she sucked the air out the whole room. All dolled up, fit painted on her body. Attitude so sassy, bad chick. She keep it classy. I love the way she pouring that vodka. Said she wants me to drink with her. Take it straight to the head. Put some lips on my neck. Girl, quit playing. She got my heart beat straight through my chest. Body so curvy, all up on me, man, she blessed. Face like a model, bad and bougie, she the best. She's got my attention. She's got me drinking. She throw it back, I throw it back. Got me drinking. She's got a little pulse in the system. She knows how to party, yeah. Bottles in the end, we don't care. Drinking on this pole. Vodka. Bottles in the end, we don't care. Drinking on this pose. Vodka. Bartender, I'ma need another round. Her body language is screaming out loud. Flexing like she won't start some. But she's a good girl with a dirty mind. She just wanna play. It's all over your face. That liquor got you right. Keep on moving at this pace. We gon' end up in trouble. Take this to another level. I love the way she pouring that vodka. And she wants me to drink with her. Take it straight to the head. Put some lips on my neck. Ooh, girl, quit playing. She got my heart beat straight through my chest. Body so curvy, all up on me, man, she blessed. Face like a model, bad and bougie, she the best. She's got my attention. Got me drinking. She throw it back, I throw it back. Got me drinking. She's got a little pulse in the system. She knows how to party, yeah. Drinking on this pose. Vodka. Bottles in the end, we don't care. Drinking on this pose. Vodka.
That was you got me drinking. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Shout out to J-STYLZ and everybody was on. Shout out to Philosophy Denim, Miss Jackson Media Group, and Epic TV. We had a beautiful beautiful night, beautiful time, my brother J-STYLZ. Thank you again for all the information and everything you've done. We look forward to you. And as my man Philosophy Denim says, in the next few months, we would love to catch up with you and see what you got going on.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
You too. Shout out to Miss Jackson. Thank you for inviting me.
Peace.
You're now tuned in to MJMG Presents.